the engagement layer is, as I described earlier, is once you're identified, what are the transactions that you can do? And India's big innovation in this area was the development of the Unified Payment Interface, or UPI, which is a payment protocol that allows just ordinary citizens, you and me, to be able to transfer money between each other. And look, this is the basic articulation of it, but it's a much more sophisticated thing. There are many other things that you can do. Now you know that with UPI, you can apply for a capital markets listing. There's a whole set of things you can do. You've got sort of monthly payments, all sorts of things, right? So it basically unlocks a whole set of payment transactions. Now, the innovation that India made, there are all sorts of digital payments. The one that we use most frequently around the world is supported by the card networks, Visa, MasterCard, American Express. These are essentially ways in which people who have their money in a particular bank account can actually engage and interact with other people who may or may not have money in the same bank account. So essentially, we've got a payment system that interacts with the banks to allow these payments to be made between one and the other. UPI is essentially the same thing. But if you break it down, UPI is a messaging system. It's a way in which an individual can message his or her bank and say, look, I want you to transfer money to such and such other bank, to the account of such person, and to do it in the blink of an eye, just like sending an SMS message. Now that is really the innovation and the wonder of UPI. It is one of those things that are called fast payment systems. I think if you think back to even 15, 20 years ago, payment was such a problem. The most efficient way to do it was to do it in cash, because the moment you give someone cash, automatically they have that value. For everything else, there was a check that had to clear. Sometimes it cleared, sometimes it didn't clear. You'd have a signature mismatch, and then you'd have to do the whole process again. You wouldn't have funds, or the person who was paying you didn't have funds. The check would bounce. All these things characterized the payment ecosystem before UPI. Now that UPI has come, it's actually completely digital, and it happens quite seamlessly. And really, that is the miracle of India's payment ecosystem.